Absolutely. No, there's no question about that. At the moment, we just have these diffusion models. We have Midjourney, DALL-E, and so on, that produce things that are kind of sketches, shall we say. They're not precise. They don't necessarily make structural sense or environmental sense or whatever. But the disturbing thing about them is effectively you are giving words, words to Midjourney, and Midjourney is translating that into designs or images. Now, that's the role of the architect, what it has been in the past. The client comes and says, I want a building like this, and the architect imagines that possibility. The second disturbing thing is it's clear that Midjourney's got a vaster range of potential imaginative solutions than we have. So there's that. But alongside that, there's a second area where AI is going to be very soon going to be completely changing the profession. And that is the software that is being developed by Xcool and other companies at the moment. And when that's released, it'll completely change the way that we operate. Everything will be on a single platform. At the moment, for example, if you work for Zaha, you might start off doing a little sketch on Midjourney, then you go into Maya, then you go into Rhino, then you go into BIM. You have all these different platforms. That will all be seamlessly on one platform. We'll go from data to fabrication. But written into that will be other questions like the cost. They'll be continually monitoring cost. It'll be making sure that we're conforming to planning constraints and all those other issues. It will be able to calculate structure, the environmental performance, and so on and so on and so on. So the whole thing potentially will be automated. And of course, there's a danger down the road that as soon as it can do that autonomously, that we absolutely don't need architects. So that's why we need to be aware of this, especially as educators, educating the next generation. They're going to be there working as architects when the singularity or whatever it is that's going to happen actually happens. But yes, there is an absolute danger that we could be replaced by architects. And in fact, frankly, I think that that's already potentially the case. You could, I mean, someone could do something on Midjourney and go to a contractor and say, can you build that for me? And absolutely. But what I would argue as kind of to counter that is to say, well, of course, people can do other things. These silos that we have are breaking down, and anyone can design architecture, or we can design fashion or whatever. Everyone can do different things. That then opens up the possibility of actually architects taking over the role of the developer. Now, the real problem right now is that the developer's totally in charge, that architects now work increasingly for developers. They're no longer the person in charge on the site and so on. But when you think about it, what AI does is basically give you advice. You could go to ChatGPT and say, how do I become a developer? And suddenly you realize it's not that hard. It also will provide checks. So if you do become a developer, it's going to warn you about the danger, the risk of certain things that you're proposing. So we have to be proactive. We have to use our imagination to rethink what it is that we do as architects, because if we stay where we are, we will be dying out like the dinosaurs. There's no question about that.